The undisputed claim belonged to Spacer's Choice before the merger. It should be my face plastered across every bulkhead, not Auntie's. I feel like you should be more outraged.
Always remember, commercialism is the foundation that Auntie's Choice Society is based upon. Not because we worship bits, but because of the system's glorious efficacy. While the Protectorate decide what its subjects get.
You look befuddled. Or perhaps that's just your normal expression.
Don't wait for a line to form in front of you. Availability is severely limited. Let this be the first courageous leap you make into a fresh, pioneering new career.
As a responsible member of society, we allow you to take part in public product testing.
Good luck, my ameliorator. Remember, you can't spell heinous ascetic without Auntie's Choice.
Don't let us keep you.
The marketplace is dynamic, efficient, and well suited to the shifting needs of our populace.
that they'll name you Employee of the Fiscal Quarter.
Speed to each successive generation. Spacer's Choice swollen edit. Mascot. Impulses of old corporations who unfairly stacked the deck against the little person, as they tried with us at Tau Ceti. But did Anti-Cleo take Spacer's Choice devious shenanigans lying down? No! Just like our sponsored Tossball team, the Anti-Cleo's darlings refused to do when things were down at the end of the sponsorship series against the Spacer's Chosen.
I'm Jean Turker-Tyler, sixth base person for the Anti-Cleo's darlings. I cleaned Spacer's Chosen's goalie at the end of the 56th inning, then made a Sunday goal to win the game. Whenever I see that moon man's grinning face, I want to cleave it in twain. Anti's Choice! Darlings! We won! Hostile takeover this! Right back at you! I'm Anti-Cleo, and I endorse this message. Attention valued employees, Anti here to brighten your workday with a report on just how much money your toil is netting us. It's time for profit forecast time, starting with product development, the borscht loaf and butter of our entire operation. Thanks to our marketing wizards selling the sizzle of incremental product improvements, sales of new and improved stimulants and nutrition supplements are up 11% quarter over quarter. Not too shabby, but that's small change compared to experimental operations, where top lab coats are doing pioneering, confidential work in, well, whatever they're working on. Don't worry about it. All I know is their department alone is responsible for a 28% increase in our entire operational budget for the next fiscal semi-decade. Credit where it's due. To me, as your chief executive, I've fostered a healthy cutthroat rivalry between our top divisions. Jealousy, hard feelings, really stirring the pot. Unorthodox? Well, no, not really. But I get results, writ large in black ink on our balance sheet. You're welcome, employees. Have a profitable day. Always remember, socialism is the foundation that Anti's Choice Society is based upon. Not because we worship big, but because of the system's glorious efficacy. While the Protectorate decide what its subjects get, we respond to what you want through your decisions as consumers. What's more, we skip the frivolously lengthy approval process our overbearing neighbors employ. Why wait 20 years to bring a new product to market when it can be enhancing people's
You cannot be here. My contract stipulates that this lab door remains locked at all times. I am not to be disturbed. Ha! That's funny, considering the heaps of times I've been called such. Oh, yes! Aren't they beautiful? It is a shame, for my research calls for me to test the limits of their resilience through burning, slashing, and bludgeons with hammers.
That's sick. Nobody should have to work like this. I swear, once I get this program shuttered, you'll never have to labor like this again.
Oh, no. No, I don't want change. I love my work. I love this place. The smell of copper, the texture of viscera. There's nothing like it.
So am I. My gut's roiling something fierce.
Why this art's beauty is lost on so many folk I'll never understand. Anyhow, I've much work to do. Please ensure the door is locked when you leave. I assume you're not here to admire the blood spat.
Item, business is good. We have positive bit flow. Our portfolio is diversified, but we can always do...
It's high time one of you scientist types responded to my calling cards. The position's been open for more than 2 days, and already productivity is tanked by 149.4%. You want the role, it's yours, but I'm not budging on those hourly rates.
Let me guess. You're backfilling Rasmussen's position? Or all the scientists who work with him on Cloister lying cold on the lab floor?
Both, obviously. Unless you mean to tell me a graft like yours can install itself. Now, do you want the job or not? We're burning Starlight.
I do. Been waiting on this moment. This grafting program is a law-damned abomination. I went to your lab on Cloister, saw for myself what kind of depravity your folk got up to there. It's sick. My friend was butchered by Rasmussen. And he wasn't the only one. In fact, this program's been a sham from the start. I got tossed aside. And for what? A mistake? Ain't nothing good that's come of this. It's time to call it quits.
What a preposterous notion. Shall we stop producing inhalers because of side effects? Or shut down all food factories because one severed appendage finds its way into packaging? No, certainly not. I am not to blame for whatever inconvenience you experienced as a first edition patient. To quit now would be to toss aside all our progress.
Every budget, from the most extravagant to the most bit-minded of customers, we have food and drink for every...
You little sneak. I'm in the process of securing more funding, thank you very much. And I will not allow a light money pouch to thwart my efforts.
Don't matter to me what your plans are, or what you think you might accomplish. You've hurt too many good folk, and I've had enough.
I fear you've gotten too negative an impression of this work. Hear me out, will you? Allow me to assuage those fears. My mind is not entirely consumed by capital, I assure you. It's also consumed with professional pride and self-preservation. We cannot speak of sensitive business details here. There's no telling which opportunistic colleague or overpaid contractor could be listening in. They would ruin me. Ruin me! Meet me in back deck steerage. Take this pass for the Tren. And for law's sake, make sure no hanger-on follows you. Especially that assistant of mine next door. Chin up, dear. I believe I'll change your mind yet.
We'll see. Seen this song and dance from all manner of suits before. Reckon he'll try to reel us into a ridiculous scheme, or bribe us with bits or booze or what have you. But this'll make it easier for us to intimidate the bastard into stepping down. Ooh, I relish the notion. Can't help but wonder if Willard's already waiting for us in the back, scheming as he's wont to do. Or maybe he's on the next transport off this ship. Could go either way, really. But I'm keen to find out soon.
Have you viewed any serials of note lately? Neither have I. Speak freely.
Teams play for keeps. I witnessed no fewer than 6 critical blood force dramas in last week's contest between the easy...
I assume you're not here to admire the... I assume you're not here to admire...
Just like you. Until next time, look for me in the Platinum Executive Skybox above the line of scrummage.
From pop guns
Can't
to
tell the
self-propelled
difference between
cannons,
cover and
I have whatever
concealment.
size weaponry you
need
need
a
to
good
make all
set
your
of armor
problems
before
happen.
someone succeeds in ventilating you.
Fight what nature inflicts. To offer higher quality pharmaceuticals designed to be better than nature, because nature wants to kill you. Since then, our company has grown, evolved, consumed the first of many rivals. But that original goal remains. One of our goals. Yes, now we strive to spread unfettered free trade and self. Always remember, commercialism is the foundation that Auntie's Choice Society is based upon. Not because we worship bits, but because of the system's glorious efficacy. While the Protectorate decide what its subjects get, we respond to what you want through your decisions as consumers. What's more, we skip the frivolously lengthy approval process our overbearing neighbors employ. Why wait 20 years to bring a new product to market when it can be enhancing people's lives now as a responsible member of society?
You seem like a go-getter. Let's consume lunch sometime.
You look unfortified. Getting enough
Mister,
emulsifiers
any
in your
bits to
diet?
spare?
Why, looky here. It's our contractor to be. I see you got her message. Glad you followed up. Now, the question is, are you just here to work an angle, or are you moved by our plight? Yes, you were inspired by our plight, or yes, you're here working an angle? That'll work too. Whatever got you to our doorstep. Crate room. Allow me to summarize. See, we pulled our funds to hire a I see you got her message. Glad you followed up. Now, the question is, are you just here to work an angle, or are you moved by our plight? That'll work too. Whatever got you to our doorstep. Crate room. Allow me to summarize. We, the middle managers of the ACS Undisputed Claim, are over being passed over. See, us in middle management, we get none of the credit, all of the blame. Catch hell coming and going, with nary a promotion or raise in sight. Well, we've had it. We pulled our funds to hire a maverick outsider like yourself, to collect useful information on 3 local persons of interest, to help us climb the ladder. See? Can't say no to that. We tailored our pitch right to one such as yourself, or a reasonable facsimile thereof. First person is Melquiades Alcantara, proprietor of the Bottom Runger. Came up with this new drink, the Raptidon Bite. Everyone's dying to try it. We want the secret recipe. The second is an unnamed individual. Shows up at the Esplanade every day, with a mop and an armed escort. What's his story? What does he know?
And why is he always waving at everybody? And smiling, too.
Head back here when you're done with them two. That's what we want to find out. And that whole smiling business, anybody that's secure in their place here has to have dirt on somebody. Something that we could capitalize on. Anything else? Oh, nothing so mundane. Alcantara's cornered the market with an innovative concept. Our grand vision is... Okay, wait for it. Now he's done all the work, steal his idea. The third target we'll talk about after. Sort of a controversial figure around here. Consider him a concern for later. Wonderful! Wonderful. Let me just say that we're all so looking forward to working with you. We can't wait to benefit from the fruit of your efforts. See, everybody? Things are looking up already. Upper middle management, here we come.
Working hard or hardly working? That's rhetorical.
You look unfortified. Getting enough emulsifiers in your diet?
No.
I done falled off the corporate ladder. You seem like a go-getter. Let's get some lunch sometime.
Ah, you came. Foolish, aren't you? Thinking I'd reveal my secrets to the likes of you. Ha! Contractors, now's your chance. First one to kill these imbeciles gets a one-time immune assault discount.
Armed and ready.
Malefactor ahead.
As soon as my robustness is restored.
could come through, my good Biff. That discount will be applied to your next purchase at the commissary, but cannot be combined with other... Ah! You! You're still alive!
Ain't gonna be that easy to get rid of us, you idiot. This how you treat all folk who approach you in good faith?
No folk have ever made it this far. How did you get past all my contractors? They were heavily trained and heavily expensive. Whatever for? I've never met a problem I couldn't throw a bit cartridge at. So what's your price?
Don't you get it? We don't want your money, you sprat fucker.
This again? What is it with you? No! I've no incentive to shut down my life's work, especially at the demand of common thugs. Well, it wasn't for lack of trying. Our funding was unceremoniously gutted, and I had to play catch-up somehow. Though, perhaps the risk far outweighs the reward. Fine, fine. You win. I hereby resign, and you can keep this as proof. Any bits left in my office are yours. Just, please, don't follow me.
Good riddance. But this ain't over yet. The other executives will be notified the moment Willard flees the undisputed claim. And within hours, dozens of rung climbers will be at the tower jockeying for his position. It's all but certain that they'll claim his work for their own, and make his bastardization of a grafting program all the worse if they so choose. Ain't about to let that happen. Ain't suggesting. I'm telling you that we can't stand by and do nothing. It's obvious he was up to his neck in some scheme. If we dig it up and get the word out, his legacy'll be in shreds. Maybe folk will be less inclined to follow in his footsteps. Should all but guarantee that Willard can't come crawling out from whatever rock he's keen to hide under, in any case. Dunno about that. Try as they might, they can't deny cold hard facts staring them in the face. Especially if it's to do with money. It's worth a try, ain't it? You and I both know that's not true. Might be enough to sway some folk who had one foot out the door, maybe. But the executives? No. The only feelings a sob story inspires round these parts are feelings of relief and misplaced superiority. Unless there's a bit to be made. All right. We ought to start by searching his office. Any evidence we can find regarding money or business dealings could be of value. Once we got what we need, we can head to the recording studio to get the word out. The promise of a scandal should be enough to get in the door.
Till next time, look for me in the Platinum Executives.
The story of Auntie Cleo versus the Moon Man is a ballad for our ages. A thing of legend, to be handed down for a modest fee to each successive generation. Spacer's Choice swollen-headed mascot represents the worst impulses of old corporations, who unfairly stacked the deck against the little person, as they tried with us at Tau Ceti. But did Auntie Cleo take Spacer's Choice devious shenanigans lying down? No! Just like our sponsored tossball team, the Auntie Cleo's Darlings refused to do when things were down at the end of the sponsorship series against the Spacers Chosen.
I'm Jean Turfer Tyler, 6th base person for the Auntie Cleo's Darlings. I cleaved Spacers Chosen's goalie at the end of the 56th inning, then made a Sunday goal to win the game. Whenever I see that Moon Man's grinning face, I want to cleave it in twain. Auntie's Choice! Darlings! We won! Hostile takeover this! Right back at you!
I'm Auntie Cleo, and I endorse this message. Attention, valued employees. Auntie here to brighten your...
Purple berry product sample! Purple berry product!
Or toil.
You want freedom of choice. You want Auntie's choice.
Approaching
Yeah.
Auntie's choice knows that a better you is just 3 pills and an ointment away. Why choose just any choice when you can choose Auntie's choice? Too much Spacers ale? Try Auntie's choice pep pills. Good for what ails you. You want freedom of choice. You want Auntie's choice. Auntie's choice knows that a better you is just 3 pills and an ointment away. Why choose just any choice when you can choose Auntie's choice?
I assume you're not here to
I'm here to tell you that your treacherous fiend of a boss is now out of commission, and I'm investigating all of his indiscretions. You wouldn't happen to know about any unsanctioned business dealings, would you?
Ah, I'm afraid I can't help with that. I've only spoken with him once, upon my hiring.
Auntie's choice knows that a better you is just 3 pills and an ointment away.
Well, yes, but not here or face to face. I was to have all communications sent to a private room at the Best Choice. He held all his business dealings and records therein. I gather he was circumventing intellectual property taxes or some such.
The Best Choice. That's the lounge for VIPs, looking out over the Esplanade, if I'm remembering right. We might pay it a visit. Oh, law. That room is what he meant by the carousal corner in that terminal entry, isn't it?
If that's all, I'll thank you kindly for closing the door when you leave.
Is just 3 pills and an ointment choice. Auntie's choice knows that a better you is just 3 pills and an ointment away.
You're here for Melquiades Alcantara? Afraid you're a mite bit late.
Too much Spacer's Ale? Try
Investigator Yoshida, Department of Excessive Corporate Malfeasance. Did you know the deceased?
You want freedom of choice. You want Auntie's choice.
Nice try. That was almost fleetingly convincing. Were you aware if he had any business rivals, any disgruntled employees? Deals gone sour?
Why choose just any choice when you could choose Auntie's choice?
Are you asking the questions now? Thought this worked the other way.
Too much Spacer's Ale? Try Auntie's choice pep pills. Good for what?
We mostly just make sure no one's sloppy enough to get caught. If they do, we throw the book at them. And it's a large book. Leaves quite a mark. Of course we have laws. Anyone breaks a few in a flagrant or particularly inept fashion, they need to be held accountable, or everyone's bottom line suffers. No, it would make my day if you were to blame. I only cover internal rivalries. As an outsider, you'd be someone else's department to worry about. Just like on that show, Corporate Fixers for Hire. You're just like Rico Sockdolager in real life. Who does that make me? If you're after the recipe, you probably want to ask around at the bottom runner. Someone there might know who'd kill Melquiades for it. Go on, you're clear to saunter freely. But remember, taste more and feel less. Auntie Fizzo's number
is just 3 pills and an ointment away. Why choose just any choice when you could choose Auntie's choice? Too much. Try Auntie's choice pep pills. Good for what ails you.
Have a profitable day.
Keep it up and we'll have a vodka flavor after you.
Horse comestibles! Horse
Close enough.
comestibles! We're literally giving them away! Sample one of our popular Vorse products. They're completely edible, despite any and all appearances to the contrary.
Too much Spacer's Ale? Try Auntie's choice.
Samples from our nutritious tobacco line.
You want freedom of choice. You want Auntie's choice. Auntie's choice knows that a better you is just 3 pills and an ointment away.
Now please, go anywhere else so that I can tend to the actual patrons.
Too much Spacer's Ale? Try Auntie's choice pep pills. Good for what ails you.
You're still here? I mean, don't let me keep you. I'm sure you...
Freedom of choice. You want Auntie's choice.
Yeah, this is about what I expected.
Auntie's choice knows that a better you is just 3 pills and an ointment away. Why choose just any choice when you could choose Auntie's choice? Too much Spacer's Ale? Try Auntie's choice pep pills. Good for what ails you. You want freedom of choice. You want Auntie's choice. Auntie's Choice knows that a better you is just 3 pills and an ointment away. Purchase and consume
with Auntie's Choice. As your peerless leader, known for her unparalleled business acumen, I might appear above the occasional frivolity. But no, I do enjoy spectating a rousing sporting match as much as all of you base rank and file. The Big Rift cut off Tossball news from home, but our Arcadia Grown League...
You're still here? I mean, don't let me keep you. I'm sure you...
Ever read the Middle Manager Handbook? Really shores up the foundation.
You look unfortified. Getting enough emulsifiers in your diet?
What now? Well...
And Thursday zones? Why even have the T-zones then?
What now? If you must.
Tolerated? Ha! That won't put posteriors in the seat. A blood sport without blood sounds like red ink to Auntie. Our Tossball teams play for keeps. I witnessed no fewer than 6 critical blood force traumas in last week's contest.
What are you doing back here? No one's allowed. Who left that door unlocked? What are you even doing in my bar? Someone will be fired over this. Then, once they reach the nadir of their sorrows, rehired, only that I may fire them again. And I don't know what you think you're seeing here, but ignore all this. It's a Raptidon bite, a unique concoction devised by Melquiades Alcantara, who was simply my dearest friend. Or was. I procured its recipe from him before his unfortunate passing, and before you ask, yes, I have receipts for everything. Idle threats will get you nowhere. We've weathered much worse from far better. This isn't some run-of-the-mill one-bit operation. The best choice is the Spectrum Violet of the Esplanade. Our patrons pay well to stake their claim as the most VIP of the VIP. Now that we have the recipe for this dreadful elixir, our clientele no longer have reason to stray. Think you're wearing down my resolve, don't you? Ugh. No, maybe just a little. Look, I see you're going to be a problem. Just cover my efforts and expenses and the recipe's yours. Our patrons are returning already anyhow. Fine, you can have it. That admittedly was a mite embarrassing. Any serious player would have locked the door first, before spreading out incriminating evidence. Here you are, one lightly bloody, slightly less secret recipe. Time for you to blunder out the way you blundered in.
Is a life that's
still here, I see.
Is a life that's sweeter with Auntie's Choice. Item: Business is good. We have positive bit flow. Our portfolio is diversified. But we can always do better. I'll give it to you straight in my quarterly underperformance review. First up, excessive corporate malfeasance. The only division that earns us less when they work more. Ease off the throttle, gang. Won't be any malfeasance if you don't look for it. Next is assertive arbitration. Quite the bit pit. Down 14% in net growth. You're supposed to squeeze blood from every contract, not put us in the red. Learn to negotiate.
Now please, go anywhere else so that I can tend to the actual patrons.
Worthy entrance into the I'm not paying professional hunters to run a petting. Acquire and exploit the local fauna like it's your life's work. I get it. Between the rifts, aggressive rivals, and the actions of maverick freelancers, there's a lot of volatility out there right now. Baba! The market hates uncertainty.
Hello. Fabulous work earlier. Been hoping for a chance to collaborate together again. And finally, the stars align. I have something you'd be ideal for. Interested? Or have you already had your fill of the creative side of this business? Splendid. The key to any successful collaboration is creating that exact kind of attitude. We've had a bit of a dispute on a prominent aetherwave drama we produce here. Some outsized egos at play, let's say. Main issue, once again, comes down to realism. Authenticity. Figured you, being such a maverick outsider and all, would be perfectly suited to advise. It's called Corporate Fixers for Hire. Heard of it?
the fact that any kind of parasite found in an Auntie's Choice product is provided free of charge and is not the property of Auntie's Choice or its subsidiary companies, and the eating of said
It's about a department of contract specialists who assist others in taking down organizational rivals. Help them climb that ladder. Real popular, especially among middle managers. You win. Pays about the same as before.
Auntie's Choice Society is based upon, not because we worship bits.
Well, wonderful. You were invaluable before. Head back to the recording booth. I'll meet you there and introduce you to our so-called talent.
Respond to what you want through your decisions.
Sorry. Yes, I understand I may look in charge, but I'm just minding the desk for our esteemed director. The real talent, as they say.
I need to get a message on the broadcast, urgently. Can you help with that?
Not unless you need any clever pointers on enunciation. Our director, however, is in one of the recording booths. Through the door to your left. You'll want to speak with her.
Product testing.
Sorry, no autographs.
A few pesky side effects as an early adult. At Auntie's Choice, we
Welcome to Wireless Free Arcadia Studios. Thessaly Falk, Director of Talent Placation and General Runnings. Here to contract a recording or in the market for autographs?
Holt sent me to speak with you. I got a message I'd like to send out over the wireless. Trust me, this is one all the folk in Auntie's Choice won't want to miss.
Is that so? Well, the more riveting the content, the larger our commissions. However, as you're without an appointment and I'm quite busy, I'm afraid I've only time to record one take. Do make it count. Shall we begin? Unfortunately, this is a wireless station, dear, but I like the enthusiasm. Remember to channel that guileless energy in the booth.
I'm here to expose the truth about a prominent vice president. His business dealings are not what they seem.
That's quite the bold claim. Now remember to speak into the mic, dear. Enunciate clearly, but with feeling. Inhabit the words. Be the message. Joining us today in the studio is a very special guest and rare specimen indeed, a grafted soldier. And one who alleges that one of Auntie's own vice presidents is not who he seems. Take it away.
Inez Seelong speaking. I got intel on an illegal program led by Vice President of Experimental Operations, Willard Conan. Folk aplenty suffered because of it.
Some say there cannot be success without suffering. It's more or less standard operating procedure, isn't it? Unless you're leaving out any gory details. Some within our organization might call that frugal, thrifty even. That is, why waste a perfectly good resource when no one else has use for it?
These are human beings I'm speaking of, not barrels of void damn uranium. They were good folk who didn't know what they were signing up for. They deserved better. But if that ain't incriminating enough for you, Willard had himself some money problems, which ain't too distant from a grave sin far as Auntie's concerned.
Ah, now we're getting somewhere. Tell me, did he squander all his bits on drink? Bet it all on a tarmac and cheese rebranding? Or worse? Thoroughly recount every lurid detail?
He stole from Auntie directly. I have here, in his own words, an admission to the crime. It's go-getterness gone too far. And you know what happens to one of Auntie's nephews who misbehaves?
Splendiferous! Couldn't hardly get more sensational than that if we tried. The audience will be on the edge of their seat hearing all the ghastly minutiae about this scandal.
I think we did it. Won't know for sure until the broadcast airs, of course, but law, I reckon I might finally be able to put this to rest. For Ortiz. For everyone. Thank you, Commander.
Oh, Inez, almost forgot. We have a bit of a goodie bag for special guests who visit the studio. You qualify. Do collect it from the front desk on your way out.
Frivolity, but no. I do enjoy spectating a rousing sporting match as much as all of you base rank and file. The big rib cut off Toss baseball news from home. But our Arcadia Grown League is
Sorry, no autographs.
certainly a more profitable program than the Protectorate's watered-down rip.
Sorry, no autographs.
My, how imaginative. And don't get me started on their arbitrary rule changes. Bronzing
Got something that
is
needs doing, Commander?
and Thursday zones? Why even have the T-zones then? Oh. And sportsmanlike conduct is tolerated?
Hey, didn't you hear me growl in a discouraging manner? The first testee ain't to be disturbed.
Oh, no, it's okay. I'm gonna, converserate a little. Just wait over there for me or something.
As you wish. Retreating to hover at a respectful distance.
Sorry, they get a mite carried away most times.
Against the Protectorate's entire roster of baseball push-overs.
Oh, that. Yeah. Wish they wouldn't say that. Ain't accustomed to fancy titles. Don't mind them. They're here to make sure nothing happens. To me, that is. On account of being a close personal friend of fellow, Auntie Cleo. It's all a bit much, to be honest. But I guess it's like Auntie always says. Anything worth doing is worth overdoing completely.
Professional athletes bludgeon each other. Such a relatable interest. See, subordinates, I'm just like you.
Oh, she'd never do nothing like mopping. Not never again, at least. Anyhow, probably shouldn't just mull about here engaging in idle talk. She saw me, she'd probably chide me for being overly friendly with everyone, like she used to.
Enough of that. You ain't idling, you're networking, expanding business opportunities. That's my go-to line anyway.
Oh, yes, I was at that, huh? Thanks. Like your arm, by the way. Mine are just boring metal.
Oh, it saves me from small talk, mostly. Ain't many folk who aren't put off by the limb and avoid me entirely, if I'm honest.
And self-betterment throughout the galaxy. But we do so knowing you persist.
Yeah, I've known her since back when I had all my appendages. Imagine me going to a saloon or something. Why, you might come too, even, to chit-chat. Well, I reckon I could do that. With you, I mean. Hey, stay here, will you? Me and my new friend here, we're just going over there, to the bottom runger, to talk.
Staying put, but keeping alert as if our jobs and our lives depended on it.
Best products at the lowest prices. Auntie knows you want to spend your bits on the best things that money can buy. So she makes
comestibles! Horse comestibles! Samples from our nutritious tobacco line.
How do you know it's the best price? Because Auntie knows best.
Need anything? You learned the recipe? Yes. Tell me and I'll make you one. Oh, I thought you... Sure. Here you are. Oh, the black powder was the ingredient what I was missing. There you go. Till next we meet.
Just like our sponsored Tospa team, the Anti-Cleo
Right, so how does this all work exactly? They bring you a drink, and then people just converserate?
Sixth base person for the Anti-Cleo Darlings. I cleaved Spacer's Chosen's goalie at the end of the 56th inning, then made
Oh, right, and I'd add that big talk is for big people who matter. So we don't talk about work matters or our day. Okay, then. What other sort of stuff you want to talk about? The weather, maybe?
Right back at you. I'm Auntie Cleo, and I endorse this message.
Oh, Felicity. Felicity Carroll. Dr. Felicity Carroll, eventually. So, guess she's, Dr. Auntie Cleo now, technically? If that's how that works? She came to be lead scientist of research and development at Numa Experimental Station. I knew her when she was just Felicity, back in the good old days, when the company still did, you know, human testing first, instead of just letting stuff willy-nilly out into the wild like now. I was her best test subject.
Selling the sizzle of incremental product improvement, sales of new and
Guess that's why them guards call me the first testee. Hadn't occurred to me before. Auntie must have come up with it.
Not too shabby, but
Sure was determined. I'll tell you what. Made her own healing grease in a rusty old can of Spacer's chalk. Got one of them entry science jobs at Auntie Cleo. You know, the corporation, not the person. Was a whole different person back then, if you can believe it. Started scaling the corporate ladder right quick. Weren't too long before she left the colony completely.
operational budget for the next fiscal semi-decade. Credit where it's due.
You think? I'd sure like to think so. Not that I'd want her to feel bad or sad or nothing. Aw, you got me reminiscing something fierce. Did I mention she and I shared an expired chum bar once? Good times.
An expired... No, best not to entertain that. Is there anything more relevant you can give us? Preferably something that will ease the pounding headache you've caused me?
Maybe I can remember other important things like that. I'll sure try. You know, this is nice. Talking like this is much better than when the other person just ambles off like they never heard you.
Is the foundation that Auntie's Choice Society is based upon. Not because we worship bits.
All I know is one day, Felicity said she was up for a promotion to be Auntie. Said it was an idea that went through every generation or some such. Auntie, she told me once she needed to climb to the top no matter what. But that she was real sorry about the people she had to step on to get there, though.
Overbearing neighbors employ. Why wait 20 years to bring a new product to market?
Huh. You know what? You might have the right of it. I never thought of it like that before. It just made me sad because she was so sad. Well, you know, I haven't talked to her for, going on 40 years or thereabouts, I think. But, you know, we were real tight when we were nubbins. When she approved my request for this role, I got a letter from her that said, dictated but not read at the end. Like she was talking right to me. Or at me, maybe.
That's what unbridled freedom's all about.
Cheers. There, I said that right? Then, you, imbibe?
That Auntie's Choice Society is based upon. Not because we worship bits, but because of the system's glory.
That might be all I want to talk about. The rest makes me, you ever have this empty falling feel? You know, in your chest? Like that, I guess. I don't know, would hate to be rude. You come out with me and all. Oh, okay. Sure, we can keep on, you know, converserating. Just a bit, right? Well, what about?
As a responsible member of society, we allow you to take part in public product testing, respecting
I don't like to say much about that. I had to. For her, I only did it one time ever. I swear. I've never been good at lying. Just did it that once. The last day I saw Felicity, Auntie. I was going to turn her in, but she was there. Felicity. She was all crying. Told me all the bad stuff she did. Needed somebody to say she weren't a bad person. So I said it. And now I wonder a lot if I am the bad person on account of that lie.
Who unfairly stacked the deck against the little person, as they tried with us at Tau Ceti. But did Auntie Cleo take Spacer's Choice devious shenanigans lying down?
So, maybe I'm not good, but I'm less bad? less bad is pretty good, I reckon. A less bad person might not need to feel bad a lot. Thanks. Well, guess I should get back to work. Important job and all. You know what? I haven't felt this springy inside since Fel and I worked the garbage pile on Argos. Like, less bad. Maybe good even.
We won! Hostile takeover this! Right. Back at you.
Tramicular, arriving any moment now.
I done falled off the corporate ladder.
Hey, everybody, look who it is. Our duly contracted proxy. All finished?
Didn't make the drink, or didn't make... Oh, I see.
Less we know about all that, the better. But I knew you'd effectuate effectually. Right? Wasn't I just saying? Knew he was connected. What'd you find out? He tell you any secrets about Auntie?
Or inspiring stories about her career ascent. You know, that might act as encouragement to them like us, presently stagnating in our position of paid employee. Whoa! Just like normal people.
That's real relatable. I mean, we all done that, right? But I just never thought she would. 'Cause she's Auntie, you know?
Yeah, like she could eat a bar right out of the paste obtruder, the freshest and least natural it's ever gonna be.
Learn anything more? Huh. A rumor had it she was one of the Schuyler line, old money family, type who looked down at anybody who worked for a living. Never seemed like her. I got a whole lot of insightful observations like that, you know.
Wait, there's been more than one Auntie Cleo? Explains a lot, now that I think about it. Like how she ain't a few hundred years old. Huh.
That everything? Can't even imagine possessing that degree of marketing acumen.
You could just tell people how to think and do things. Like to not constantly yell at you all the time for only just doing your job.
Those details were highly motivating, both personally and professionally. Real roadmap to success kind of thing.
Diverges greatly from events depicted in Auntie the Musical, the all-singing adaptation of Auntie's life story, which we've all, of course, watched 9 times.
Here, for your trouble, from all of us. Now, about that last person of interest. There's a former Spacer's Choice VIP in the brig. We tried talking to him, you know, to see if he had any useful dirt, but he's kind of mean.
Full of scathing invective.
Belittling, one might say. But, you know, tough sort like you might have an easier go of it. Nah, they got him set up like in olden times. They let everybody walk up and holler at him, throw produce and such. Whatever that is. You know, we all been chewed out pretty fiercely before. Kind of a regular occurrence, really. But I swear, I ain't never...
I still have nightmares. Sometimes I think I hear his voice, and I start to run.
Likewise. Future generations will tell cautionary bedtime stories about that day. Oh, that sounded very take charge. Have to remember that. Okay, we'll make sure you've got authorization to the brig when you arrive. May you effectuate effectually toward the agreed-upon goal state. That's the middle manager handbook again. Real take charge stuff.
Sporting match as much as all of you base rank and file. The big rift cut off tossball news from home, but our Arcadia Grove League is a worthy substitute. Certainly a more profitable program than the Protector, its watered-down ripoff. Pitchball, they call it. My, how imaginative. And don't get me started on their arbitrary rule changes. Bronzing is prohibited in the Tuesday and Thursday zones? Why even have the T-zones then? Oh, and sportsmanlike conduct is tolerated? That will put posteriors in the seats. A blood sport without blood sounds like red ink to Auntie. Our tossball teams play for keeps. I witnessed no fewer than 6 critical blood force dramas in last week's contest between the Easy Heel Loafers and Spectrum brand bandits. I'd pit our least bankable tossball team against the Protector in the entire roster of pitchball pushovers any day of the fiscal week. Even with half our team's 32 backs benched, they'd forfeit by nickel dime. It would be an embarrassment of body goals. Imagine the ad windfall. Our athletic assets would achieve full profit potential as human billboards. Of course, I also enjoy the simple pleasure of watching professional athletes bludgeon each other. Such a relatable interest. See, subordinates, I'm just like you. Until next time, look for me in the Platinum Executive Skybox above the line of scrummage. Anti-Cleos was specifically founded to fight what nature inflicts, to offer higher quality pharmaceuticals designed to be better than nature, because nature wants to kill you. Since then, our company has grown, evolved, consumed the first of many rivals. But that original goal remains one of our goals. Yes, now we strive to spread unfettered free trade and self-betterment throughout the galaxy. But we do so knowing you persist. Well fortified by our... product. Tramicular, arriving any moment now. Approaching station. Commercialism is the foundation that Auntie's Choice Society is based upon. Not because we worship bits.
Can't tell the difference between cover and concealment. You need a good set of armor. Someone succeeds in ventilating.
We respond to what you want through your decisions as consumers.
Ah, wonderful. More of it.
Frivolously lengthy approval process.
Welcome to The Brig by Corporate Compliance. Please do not taunt the prisoners. Thank you. I know what I said, and I meant what I said. Visitors to the Brig are required to taunt the prisoners, at least to the best of their abilities. We hope you've deeply enjoyed your visit to The Brig by Corporate Compliance.
Yeah.
The story of Anti-Cleo versus the Moon Man is a ballad for our ages. A thing of legend to be handed down for a modest fee to each successive generation. Spacer's Choice swollen-headed mascot represents the worst impulses of old corporations.
Come to jeer at a fallen old rival like all the rest. Swear I heard from everybody else in this rickety tub. So far, I'm decidedly unimpressed. Been some sorely lackluster heckling from your colleagues. Clever as barbs weren't clever enough by half. Not expecting much, but go ahead. Try your worst. Let's hear it.
Spacer's chosen goalie at the end of the 56th inning, then Sunday goal to win the game. Whenever I see that Moon Man's grinning face, who with the
Oh, I thought you were going to follow up with something there. Well played. A reasonable subverting of expectations. My confusion is humorously palpable. Got anything else?
Attention, valued employees. Auntie here to brighten your workday with a report on just...
That was so hull-headed. It was almost funny. On an abstract conceptual level, at least, but only in the most strictly theoretical sense or conjectural way. Well played, I think. Anyhow, you done yet? Or you got more?
Thanks to our marketing wizard selling the sizzle of incremental product improvements.
Really? Name me another team above us in colorful opposing team fatalities. Why, our 32nd back, Mordecai Nosebiter Barger, ranks #1 in unsportsmanlike conduct. Sure, the other teams exceed in body goals, foot goals, and hand goals, but the Spacers Chosen rank where it most counts. Body count. You're almost half decent at this. Not especially skilled, but not atrocious. Not good, though. Definitely not good. Don't abandon your present employment by any means.
Next fiscal semi-decade. Credit where it's due. To me, as your chief
Wait, you didn't come here for the express purpose of ridicule and castigation? Well, certainly embraced it, though. Respect the flexibility and commitment. So, all right, I give up. What do you want?
No, not really. But I get results. Writ large in black ink on our balance sheet. You're welcome.
Frankly, that any of these rung leeches have a thought to spare for me over all the false hopes Auntie's hammered into them astounds me. Look, I appreciate the attention and all, but does any of this benefit me? Because otherwise, you might as well just jeer away.
Give it to you straight in my quarterly underperformance review. First up, excessive corporate mouthpiece.
That may all be well and good, but I'm from a real corporation, Spacer's Choice, where we believe in the inequitable exchange of goods and services. Furthermore, and consequently, I don't do nothing without something in return. Anything else would be unseemly. Good business people find leverage even in the worst situations. Now, I'm going to take your response as tacit acquiescence, with some grumbling. Name's Himanshu Tegulapalli, regional brand manager for Tau Ceti, Spacer's Choice. Auntie has it in for all of us former reps, but me in particular. Been humiliating Spacer's Choice every chance she gets. You seen those display images mocking the Moon Man, dressed up like a baby? Petty stuff. Being completely one-sided. Till now. You bet. I want my turn. Figured I earned it. I mean, look at me. I taped a particularly scathing diatribe earlier. Patch it into the PA system. Let me have my say.
There are so many reasons to shop for Auntie's Choice products.
Not on me presently, no. They tend to take things off prisoners, you know? It's weirdly universal. Also wasn't wearing this reeking thing prior to being staged for public ridicule. The audio cartridge is in an evidence locker in the room behind that desk. Bet if you just asked the guard over there nicely for access, she'd open it right up for you. The PA system controls are in the back room at client intake. Had it all worked out earlier, before I got caught. Wonderful. That broadcast is going to be the finest verbal rebuke of my career. Though I should mention, while you're on this ship, Auntie's Choice has a few products what might improve your odor, looks, and breath. Sorry. Couldn't help myself.
Feeling like I could take on the galaxy, Commander. But don't worry, I always got time for you. That poor Amos fella's a bit of an open book, ain't he? He's been through too much. Hearing how Auntie abandoned him the second she got power shouldn't surprise me, but it does. I don't know how he can stay loyal to her after all this time. He's still on the bottom rung with no reward in sight. What's in your heart don't matter at all, does it?
Arcadia Drone League is
Do I detect a spot of muck? Speak freely.
Welcome to the brig. What is it? Well, you'd probably pay me to remotely unlock it. And/or ask me in a remarkably debonair fashion. All right. You see that door behind me? It's suddenly somehow been left mysteriously unlocked. Pleasure doing business at you.
What? You forget what you needed to do? The audio cartridge is in an evidence locker in that room behind the guard desk. The PA system controls are in an office at client intake, near where your ship is probably parked. Get going. The next irritating voice I hear on that loudspeaker, I want to be my own.
Tronicular, arriving any moment now. Approaching station. Heedlessly assembled and vastly rebettered it through artificial means. At Auntie's choice, we strive 110% wholly plus artificial. Artificiality is our guiding principle.
Attention all employees of this poor excuse for corporate blundership. This ill-conceived, off-brand take on an oligarchy. Say what you will of Spacer's choice and the other. But none of us ever put big ideas in people's heads. Down by a rigged system. It's better than false. Oh, right? I swear, everybody in this company thinks they're going to be somebody someday. It ain't gonna happen. Auntie Cleo's marketing you a bunch of wishful thinking who...
The story of Auntie Cleo versus the...
Tronicular, arriving any moment now.
The story of Auntie
station.
Cleo versus the Moon Man is a ballad for our ages. A thing of legend, to be handed down for a modest fee to each successive generation. Spacer's choice swollen-headed mascot represents the worst impulses of old corporations, who unfairly stack the deck against the little person. As they try just like our sponsored tossball team, the Auntie Cleo's Darlings refused to do what things were down at the end of the sponsorship series. Against the Spacers chosen.
I'm Jean Turfer-Tyler, 6th base person for the Auntie Cleo's Darlings. I cleaved Spacers' chosen goalie at the end of the 56th inning, then made a Sunday goal to win the game. Whenever I see that Moon Man's grinning face, I want to cleave it in twain. Auntie's choice! Darlings! We won! Hostile takeover this! Right back at you!
Nice work. A sterling performance by both of us. I've been waiting to give everybody here a piece of my mind for some time now.
Attention valued employees. Auntie here.
You've heard about the Spacer's Choice and Auntie Cleo merger, I'm sure. But things went down a little differently than Auntie makes out around here. Auntie was attempting a hostile takeover, but we outplayed her, voted her and her execs out, and we shipped Auntie and all her diehard followers out to Tau Ceti as an example. After Earth went dark, Auntie was technically the senior ranking executive in Tau Ceti, and she used that to take over the colony. But everything she's been doing since has been quasi-legal at best, including her being CEO of Auntie's Choice. With Earth being dark, no one has proof to call her on it.
Mental operation. words are doing pioneering conflict.
This little ruse of hers will collapse and she'll be exposed for every corporation to see. Then, law willing, she'll be executed for treason against a legitimate corporation. If I were Auntie, and thankfully I'm not, I'd say she's betting if she takes over Arcadia, she can prevent all that from happening. Success here leading to success there and such. What I had to say was more important. People here needed to hear how bad they've been bamboozled by that self-determinism claptrap. The rest is going to come out eventually anyway. After that, we can all go back to exploiting each other honestly. No thanks. Once Spacer's Choice is back in control, I'll be running this place in no time.
Go ahead. Tell me what ails you.
Appreciate you helping my vital message be heard.
Trinicular, arriving any moment now. Approaching station. Back deck steerage.
Mister, any bits to spare?
Any update on the man in the Moon Man mask? Heard the announcement, assumed that was your doing. Wait! What?
What? But Auntie said the last message that arrived from Earth was the board putting her in charge. Guess that does sound rather convenient.
Wait, this is bad. Knowing this is not good. This sort of dirt gets a person killed. This may call for an executive decision.
What does the middle manager handbook say to do at a time like this?
Says here, unfinished business leaves one undone. Trim loose ends before everything comes unraveled. Well, that sounds rather dire, you know, contextually. What do all of you think? Are you feeling reassured here? Not sure I am.
I was, but now your lack of certitude has got me starting to worry. That's exactly what the corporate assassins in the Aetherwave serials say before they terminate someone. In an indifferent display of artful treachery.
Simmer down now. That was just a fictional representation, despite being realistically well-researched. I'm reasonably sure it's wholly inapplicable to our present circumstances. We accept your terms. Consider this final payment for services rendered. Never speak about this to anyone.
Oh, you sounded just like an upper middle manager right then, Twombly. Good job.
We really shouldn't be seen together. I'm politely asking you to leave. Please.
You seem like a go-getter. Let's consume lunch somewhere.
Tramicular. Arriving any moment now. Approaching station.
Commercialism is the foundation that Auntie's Choice Society is based upon. Not because we worship bits, but because of the system's glorious efficacy. While the Protectorate decide what its subjects get, we respond to what you want through your decisions as consumers. What's more, we skip the frivolously lengthy approval process our overbearing neighbors employ. Why wait 20 years to bring a new product to market when it can be enhancing people's lives now? As a responsible society, we allow you to take part in public product testing, respecting your right to risk a few pesky side effects as an adopter.
This is our star performer and sages Shilliber, Holter Williger. He plays Rico Sockdolager, head of our top-notch team of paid troubleshooters.
So very glad to meet you. Whoever you are.
And here's our lead writer, a master of fervid puffery and dynamic product-oriented dramatization, Ruby Rory.
Charmed, I'm sure.
This is our maverick friend who advised on our latest advert. Brought a real sense of authenticity to the proceedings. More realism than you can shake an actual stick at. The two of you have questions our unconventional nonconformist friend here can answer. Definitively and genuinely. So fire away. I'll leave you to it.
In this episode, we're introducing an important walk-on character. A covert agent type with a hidden past. Someone, full of intrigue. What kind of background would be wholly true and unconditionally authentic to someone like that? Someone like you, but not you. An agent you admired.
They call it. My, how imaginative. And don't get me started on their arbitrary rule changes. Bronzing is prohibited in the Tuesday and Thursday zones? Why even have the T-zones then? Oh, and sportsmanlike conduct is tolerated? Ha! That won't put posteriors in the seats. A blood sport without blood sounds like red ink to Auntie.
Fabulous. I mean, so real and realistic. I will endeavor to depict it in the most truly true, genuine way.
I'll be coaching our walk-on's performance. What sort of delivery would be completely honest to this person?
Bankable tossball team against the Protectorate's entire roster of pitchball pushovers any day of the fiscal week. Even with half our team's 32 backs bench, they forfeit.
Interesting. Well then, I shall dutifully characterize your authoritatively truthful direction. All right, now, at this point, I need to illustrate a critical problem that our crack team, along with the walk-on, need to solve. Give me your honest feedback on the read. This manager won't go down easy. She discovered our tampering with the Computronic registry to shift blame away from our client. Now, it blames them for everything. What do you think? Honestly, too much? Was I gilding the lily? All right. Good feedback. Very useful. Got it.
Last question. Right afterward, we introduce a crisis of some kind. What Auntie's Choice product would be most useful?
Since then, our company has grown, evolved, consumed the first of many rivals. But that original...
Perfect. Incorporate that department's ad copy.
Fabulosity, absolute fabulosity. Always a pleasure to work with you.
But we do so knowing you.
We'll remember that. And likely hire some other grizzled-looking so-and-so plucked randomly off the street. You should start hearing that episode on the wireless anytime now. You've probably already started hearing your advertisement. Well, I hope you look back fondly on this whole creative dalliance. No, I will. Now, just a moment, and we can hear it all assembled.
Limber up for motivating lecture employees. Just because your Auntie Cleo reached the top of the corporate ladder doesn't...
Have time for a chat, Commander? Commander, you hear my interview over the wireless too? They've been playing it every hour. Part of it, anyway. Seems all the evidence we brought Thessaly made an impression. Other VPs are fearing for their jobs now. Can you imagine? Reckon nobody will touch Willard's work now. Definitely. I'd bet a post-mortem on Willard's activities is being drafted as we speak. Few are keen to repeat the same mistakes as someone trotted out as a cautionary tale. If I ain't said it recently, then let me say it again. Thank you. I don't think I could have done right by Ortiz all on my own. Nobody has to be hurt like he was again. Come on. You've done enough for me already. And any help from a friend is invaluable. You know, it's hard to fathom that just months ago I spent so much law-damn time begging to be accepted. Like I was worth only what other folk thought of me. I was so lost. I really believed when I ended my contract that a better life was possible. I know the truth about Auntie's choice now. And I know who I am. So yeah, a better life is possible. Just not at someone else's mercy. I ain't gonna let myself or anyone else be led into the same trap they set for us. Ever again. I will, Commander. Anyhow, that's enough sorting my thoughts for the moment. We got a galaxy to save.